think Tucker
Okay.
Carlson is representing true journalism here. And he said in that short video, he said he's not going over to Russia to interview Putin because he loves Putin. He loves America and he believes in the freedom of speech. And he said that there hasn't been one Western journalist who has interviewed Putin since the war began. And all your comments, I just completely agree with what you guys are all saying, and that it is a representation of the other side. Like you said, David, you represent people on the other side. It doesn't mean that you support them. When I was in Syria, I went to the north of Syria under the Assad regime when it was the civil war, and I represented the opposition to Assad. And I realized that there were jihadis with the opposition. So I thought, I want to get the other side. So I went to Damascus and I interviewed the other side. It's important that you see and you hear both sides. And I think, too, Tucker Carlson, he's saying that we only hear the side of Zelensky. Nobody is representing the other side. And CBS interviewed Saddam Hussein at the beginning of the Iraq War. NBC interviewed Assad during the Civil War. NBC has interviewed Putin multiple of times.
But that's okay because they're all pro-Arab, and that's just their secret way of communicating that to their audiences, Tara. Many in social media are accusing Tucker of this being about Tucker wanting headlines, Tucker wanting to increase his own audience, and him doing this, as opposed to maybe using his access and influence to worry about things that actually affect the United States border, right? Instead of worrying about the war in Ukraine, perhaps to worry about the war happening on our own soil, being the invasion on our border. What say you to that?
Well, I think when you look at that, I think Tucker's been very vocal on about our southern border. And when you're looking at this Senate bill right now, being the proposal, it's $60 billion to Ukraine, much over what we're paying at our southern border. So in that video, too, Tucker is saying, we're paying for it. We have a right to know where our money is going and how the U.S. is implicated in this war. So I think he's saying, America needs to know what's going on because we are paying for this.